Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
Good night.
Okay, good night. Love you.
Okay, she can kiss her dad. It's all good.
Mwah. Kenny said, "Oh, it's so mushy. You kissed your dad."
Good night, Papa.
Okay. This is the dog.
Oh, the dog's
Here?
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dog. She's
Dog's
like, she's
cute.
never allowed in the basement. And so now she's in the basement. She's like, oh my God, what's this place? So I'm not allowed down here.
Well, that doesn't work anymore. You just tell them not allowed down there as well. She's on your lap.
I know, right?
That's kind of
Right.
defeat that purpose, isn't it?
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going really well. It's going
Yeah.
really well. I'm just doing some work on a couple presentation. I'm trying to get a, what do you call it? A sales, banging my mic around here, a sales deck done.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to find some research. I'm trying to figure out how much Gatorade are you supposed to drink a day? Like what's the max Gatorade?
I don't know, man. Good question. I have no
I mean,
idea.
Stuff's really not very good for you. I mean,
I think it's like drinking, it's somewhere between drinking like sugar from concentrate juice and
it's
right?
sugar. It's
yeah,
sugar
like it's
water
got
with,
sugar water.
and a little bit of electrolytes. But
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
trying to,
yeah.
you know what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to compare it to a few
got
things.
it.
And Jesus Murphy.
You want to look at can you hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you totally
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
You hear
I'm
me?
using a new mic, so
Oh, we sound better.
Yeah, see, I got this. I'm like you. I got this little thing now. So
Interesting.
I figure.
Oh, yeah.
I figure it's made by Shure. It's going to be a lot easier to carry down to the Shure.
Your voice is a lot deeper.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Deeper. You want to think? Maybe you want to look at like a BioSteel. Maybe. Do you know the BioSteel guys?
Yeah. You know what it is? What I'm trying to do?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a deck that's going to make a retailer think that differently than they should. So if you're doing presentations for retailers and you're looking at, presenting a product. So if you came in your old days, you come into J&J, right? So you come in with a 500 milligram acetaminophen.
Yep.
Why you would want me to compare it to a 500 milligram Excedrin or a 500 milligram house brand?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Right? What are you going to tell me? That
Yeah.
yours is coated different? Maybe
Yeah.
you don't have a starch or a sugar that I have, right?
Yeah.
So with a product like Energy, what I'm trying to do is say, okay, obviously one comparison should be emergency, right? It's logical.
Yeah.
It's similar, right? It'd be
Yeah.
like if you had a Jameson vitamin C 500 milligram,
Yep. Correct.
compared to a Weber
Yeah,
vitamin
yeah.
C 500 milligram.
Yeah.
But in our situation with Energy, and this is even for like when we do the petrol, like people got to think this way, right? So if I'm going to go into a buyer, so I can show the buyer, say, listen, well, what are you? Well, we're like an emergency or we're vitamin C, and you're going to go to head to head, right? First reaction, most buyers is going to be what? I got enough vitamin C.
Yeah.
Don't really
Yeah.
care.
And what are you going to bring me, right? What do you bring me that's
Exactly.
different, right? Like
So
you're
now
another
what
me
is it?
too.
Right. Now we're
Yeah.
down the price and we
Yeah.
roll down that bullshit trail,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
don't want to go.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, you know what? One of the things that we have is it is a fruit. It's a fruit drink in essence. It's an effervescent natural fruit drink. We're non-GMO. We got all the great things. We're a vitamin C. We also have a slew of other vitamins. So we're actually classed as a multivitamin, right? And we have very little sugar. We are also an electrolyte. We're great for hydration. So what I want to do is actually compare against Emergency, but I want to compare against Gatorade. Right? Because if you take a look at our product,
are you in the same category? So you're going to a beverage buyer.
I could ultimately go to a beverage buyer.
Okay.
It'd be a lot more challenging because now you're battling a big guy. But what you could do is even with a vitamin buyer, as a vitamin buyer, I had no problem trying to steal business from
Yeah.
my buying competitors in the store. It's a
Oh,
little
I
more
see where you're going
challenging.
with
I'm at a
this.
different set, and I get all that. But we are a really good electrolyte. We have high levels of potassium. We have high levels of sodium. Like we've got not high levels of sodium, high levels of potassium, and a few other things. Like we're just well made. We are actually a very good electrolyte. If you compare us to the same size bottle of Gatorade, we would be 8 grams of sugar. They'd be 36.
Yeah.
Right? They have no other multivitamins. They have no vitamin. They have nothing else in it except a shitload of sugar.
Right.
And just a shitload of more sugar.
Yeah.
Right. So when you look at it, as I'm trying to go down the path, even make a vitamin buyer think, well, that's interesting. That might be another angle I could go toward. It's a little more fun. Gatorade is highly competitive. It is price sensitive. It sell better when it's on ad than it doesn't. No different than many other categories.
Yeah.
Right. But if one of my packets or 2 of my packets would be the equivalent of a large Gatorade, which you shouldn't be drinking that much anyway because there's too much sugar.
Yeah.
What story do I have in this? My rings are better for my customer, better. It's just better on better.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to necessarily message that in a presentation deck. I get that. But it's one of those things that might not be a bad thing to trigger somebody to think a little differently. It pushes you, right? I used to always try to find ways to get vitamins out of the vitamin set, or OTCs out of OTC, and put them into other parts of the store or other angles. So maybe now I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I should talk to a water guy. They're all in my building as well. Maybe I should talk to someone. Maybe I should look at cross merchandising. Maybe there's a different angle in here.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to go to a health show as let's say it's Loblaws. Maybe they're going to sponsor the Toronto Health Show.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an angle we can go down that side.
Yeah,
it's a little ballsy. You're going up against PepsiCo or Coke.
Yeah.
But so what?
Yeah. So I'm going to pause for a second. So what Kenny and I have kind of wandered down is, so one is, so Kenny's building a new, no, but I think there's some neat distinctions, right? Like, cause we've made a couple of pivots in this. So like always, we're trying to pitch a new product, right? We're trying to pitch a new product, but what you've heard
a product
Kenny do,
is similar in a different way.
Yeah. So what you've heard Kenny do is like take a product, and rather than a classic product proposition would be like, here's how cool we are, and then here's why you should take us, right? Is he's gone down this path of trying to adopt like, how do I help a buyer think about this in a different light?
Exactly.
And then you've heard both of us pivot to targeting the right buyer, right? So as you go and pitch products, you have a buyer who's going to be who's buying certain categories, and so knowing what category you're in is critically important to this whole exercise, right? Because you heard me ask about like, are you going right up against Gatorade or a beverage buyer? And so if you think of like Gatorade or Coke or Pepsi or ginger ale or Mountain Dew or any of those, sort of drinks in that aisle you walk down in a grocery, they have different metrics, right? Like they're trying to sell tons or liters and liters and liters of product. And they're trying to move it as fast as they can, right? Whereas a vitamin buyer, so someone who lives, a full different aisle over and has like vitamin A to Z, they are thinking about this category differently. They're probably more profit geared, right? And so I think what you heard at the end there was Kenny trying to figure out, how do I get a vitamin buyer to think about this from a profit or a penny profit. I don't know why I can't say that word, but penny profit, and then also from a volume standpoint, right? Because it's almost like I could be the Gatorade of your vitamin aisle, right? So you could sell a ton of these products and then make a ton of penny profit per package, right? So so you just heard like a lot of levers that Kenny and I literally rifled through, and I don't know what was that, like 2 minutes or
9 minutes,
5 minutes, like
but the thing is, that's typical how you and I do it, because we know our categories. But it is it's trying to really, and it's very difficult. So if you're listening and you have new products, if you're pitching a acetaminophen, just so we're all very clear, you're going to an OTC buyer.
Yeah.
You're not talking to
Yeah,
the grocery buyer. You're not
Yeah.
talking to produce. You're not talking to the meat buyer. You're talking to the acetaminophen. You are kind of pigeonholed. When you are pitching a vitamin C slash multivitamin,
Mhm.
I'm unfortunately in many ways in the same boat where I'm
Mhm.
going to be most likely talking to the vitamin buyer.
Mhm.
The beauty of the vitamin buyer is that within his or her set, there are a multitude of different angles that they can play. And there's a multitude of different cross merchandising opportunities that they may be able to play.
Mhm.
Now, maybe not in the large, like a Walmart and a Loblaws, because you may not even know the other buyers. They could be on 3 floors, I'm assuming, down the hall in another building. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
You may not get that cross.
Yeah.
But what it does allow is for just thinking of saying, okay, shit, you know what? That's interesting. I would have just thought this is a vitamin C drink, which in essence, it is a vitamin C
Mhm.
drink, but it is also vitamin C that has
Mhm.
a whole swack of multivitamins, very much like Emergency,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But we have a few other spins that we have.
Yeah.
We're non-GMO certified.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
light in sugar. We're naturally flavored, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
The other aspects that we do have, and we have clinicals on, is that we are very good for hydration and electrolytes. So all of a sudden, I'm a multivitamin with high C that could be used in a gym
Mhm.
or in a lifestyle position.
Yeah.
And a lot of vitamin buyers can also be the sport and nutrition buyer.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, like, you've got a whole world of opportunity that
Yeah.
opens up on a
Yeah.
product that typically would get pigeoned into one category.
Mhm.
And it doesn't
Mhm.
that this has to deviate 50 categories away, but all of a sudden, like, you start having some really cool and additional play. Maybe if you're a creative buyer, or you do have relationships with the beverage buyer,
Mhm.
hopefully, I doubt you're going to be able to talk to the Gatorade or
Mhm.
Powerade buyer, but maybe it's the
Yeah.
water buyer.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you team up with your house brand water. Maybe there's a way now to give your water a real kick in the butt, where you're probably making decent penny profit versus a Gatorade or a Powerade.
Yeah.
And now you can add mine to it and really elevate the game and
Mhm.
really do something wonderful for your customers. A
Yep.
little tougher in mass, right? As
Yeah.
you know, a little tougher in mass.
Yeah.
But definitively, I think it's a play in drug. Definitely independent drug, independent grocer. Natural health, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's even amazing how many natural health don't know that, you know what, if you have this in your store, having it in the water aisle is not a bad play.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You can get, that $6 case of 12 of water, you could tack on another $15 to $20 hit on
Mhm.
it. You've got water that's actually a functional water now, and not a
Yeah.
bullshit vitamin water,
Yeah.
like an actual vitamin
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
And if you're taking it to the gym or you're going for a walk with a dog,
Yeah.
better to have that than the bloody Gatorade, which is
Yep.
really just copious amounts of sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
really no redeeming
Interesting.
quality to that product, right? There really is. I mean, sorry,
Mhm.
Pepsi, sorry, Coke, but quite frankly, I don't really care. You're producing shit and you're selling it as something the kids should aspire to and drink. You throw over your Coach, etc. But you're throwing a shitload of sugar onto that Coach.
Yeah.
Never mind what you're ingesting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So, like, okay, now, this is from the buying side. Now there's obviously a marketing side, et cetera, that would have to play in. But I'm trying to start it here on our side and say, okay, what is a different angle outside of just another vitamin C or an alternative to X, or, a multivitamin in a different format? Like, those are all, in a lot of ways, who gives a shits?
Yeah.
Give me something else. Give me something different.
Yeah.
So, like, I could be going down a path that there's no point going down. It's tough to say. I think it's a decent play.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the element of all of this, right? Is you gather as much intelligence as you can, and then you make your play, right? But it's hard to know, like, when we came to call on you, we knew the things that were not okay with you, right? But when you don't know that, you don't know that, right? You just you go and you try and be as reasonable as you can, and then see what happens, right? So yeah.
But when you guys came to me, you were also very specific. When J&J had products, they were very much so in a certain wheelhouse. I'll give you an example. So when I listed cold effects,
Mhm.
shit, I don't even know how many years ago we listed
Mhm.
cold effects.
Yeah.
Cold, it wasn't even out of Alberta yet. The first guys
Right.
to really take it on were West Fair,
Yep.
right? Which was
remember.
it's the Loblaws group.
Yeah.
So they were based out of Calgary, and Sav Bellissimo, who was the category manager buyer
Yeah.
at the time, was very astute, very brilliant, and obviously saw that the Flames were using it and the Oilers were using it, and this thing had some pretty freaking wicked grassroots.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
quite frankly, nobody in anything in mass or drug or groceries taking. A guy takes a chance, I guess, puts
Yeah.
it on the floor, and this thing starts going stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
We catch
Yeah.
wind of it, and because we're nimble and we could do things, we
Yeah.
listed it immediately
Yeah.
after them, right? But the difference between how Sav did it and how I did it, they put it into the vitamin set because it was a herbal cough and cold remedy. And I kind of thought, well, you know, fuck, why don't I put this next to Advil cold and sinus or Tylenol cough and cold?
Yeah.
I don't care about the person in the vitamin set per se. I mean, that's a great person. But for every 2 guys who buys a vitamin C, 50 are buying acetaminophen. For every guy, one guy who wants whatever the decongestant is natural, everybody else is running for pseudoephedrine.
Yeah.
Why not be with those guys?
Yeah.
So I merchandise there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. As opposed to doing something in the vitamin set.
Yeah.
We crushed it.
Yeah.
Crushed
it.
Because
you kind of set that trend for everybody else.
On that, well, I guess, I guess in essence, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. You cost me a lot of sleepless nights.
Oh, whatever. That's a long time.
I had a lot of buyers showing up going, what are we doing with this cold effects thing? How come people are putting it in the OTC aisle? You know?
Well, that's what they should have done because it's stupid to put it in vitamins. So I can't.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you caused me a lot of sleepless nights because I had to go and find answers. You know,
we were putting ginger and things like that in the Gravol set.
Yeah.
Before Gravol came out with a ginger Gravol.
Yeah.
You know why? Because when I was the first major in Canada till Vitalux when Vitalux came out.
Oh yeah.
An eye vitamin. It's actually a multivitamin with lutein.
Yeah.
I called it an eye vitamin. What set did I put it into?
Yeah.
I put it into eye, right next to the eye drops, which I was selling a cajillion of. Because if you had macular degeneration or if you had ocular issues, you weren't running into a fucking vitamin A set or vitamin C set. You run into the eye set.
Yeah.
And then we just made sure that we communicated to our pharmacists that, you know, we are going to try some different things.
Yeah.
So in natural pain, when Sierra Sil was listed with us, I put it next to either it was Voltaren. I don't think the Voltaren was even on the floor yet.
No, Voltaren didn't come till
10, maybe 8 years ago now.
Like 2014, 2015, somewhere in there. Yeah. Maybe 2012, maybe
2012.
Yeah, somewhere.
So I
in
was
there,
putting stuff in those sets for those reasons, right? Why
like
put
arnica cream,
arnica cream, and the Tramil, which got discontinued with Tramil.
Yeah,
all that I used to put all that stuff.
Tramil was huge.
It was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Oil of oregano we merchandised in cough and cold.
Oregano. I love.
But we started doing things like that for our store. So what I'm trying to do is you know, and a lot of buyers do it, but you get so siloed. In your thought.
Yeah.
So leave it, like, even if this turns out to be a stupid idea, what it does is pushes me to start thinking and start pushing. Right. And if I get excited to do it, then the reps are going to get going. Yep. Maybe even marketing says, you know what? Yeah. You know, we keep talking electrolyte, but we don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Well, let's do something.
Now. Yeah. Let's do something.
Maybe
about
this is the way to do it. Maybe we can. Right.
Yep. Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, that's been tonight. That's what I've been trying to do, is trying to figure out how to, you know, put pieces all over the freaking place.
That's pretty awesome.
It's kind of fun though, right? I kind of like doing that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Actually, more I'm talking about it too. I think I don't know if it's going to get traction, but I think it'll make them think. Might be a good cool. It might pick up a cross promo. Never know.
Yeah. No, I think like there's a lot of value in just expanding. One, you gather a ton of intelligence, right? So
absolutely.
You figure out what buyers are open, what categories are open to you, right? Because every retailer has a soft spot, right? And so you know they're always looking for. There's always a category that needs more help than others in a retailer, and so sometimes when you're thinking across categories like this, you find places where you can you can exploit a weakness or help them shore up something,
And that's sort of why I was going with the water one more than
yeah,
anything. You know what it helps
yeah,
is it's not a great category in terms of profitability. It's
yeah,
high volume,
yeah,
but limited profitability. This might be a
yeah,
really good way to tack on a nice big ring
yeah,
that's actually profitable to tack on,
yep,
more
yeah, yeah,
so than what they're drinking right now. And again,
yeah,
especially if you're a drugstore or natural health, and you're also doing something much better for your consumer. I mean, most natural health don't carry Powerade or Gatorade, but don't kid
yeah,
yourself. Your customers are buying it.
yep, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you
yeah,
and I could walk. You could walk in a gym or go watch people running. A lot of the product is really just really shitty electrolyte.
yeah, yeah.
Is really not good for
Well,
you.
I think what made me think of BioSteel, I know the BioSteel or some of the BioSteel folks from my Hubba
Right?
days, but they like BioSteel now is a sponsor for the Raptors, right?
Yeah.
I think BioSteel Center is where they train and everything like that. And I think in a lot of cases, don't quote me on this, but I think that where Gatorade still has like these, the great big pitchers that they're known for, the orange pitchers that you dump over the couch.
Yeah.
I think what's in them isn't Gatorade. I think it's BioSteel. Because if you like, they had a whole bunch of endorsements, like so Sidney Crosby only drinks BioSteel. Andrew Wiggins, one of the touted stars from before in the NBA, he was a first overall, like Canadian
Right.
first round draft pick. A bunch of these athletes all drink BioSteel, right? And they don't. So I think there's a lot of that stuff going on too, where the sponsorship stuff is funky now.
That's interesting. Then.
Yeah,
Really, if you think
yeah,
about that's
yeah.
yeah, that
It's
makes it
funky,
more
right?
interesting.
Because you're just like, oh, that's not the, you know, like the
Yeah.
outside looks like Gatorade, but the inside isn't, right? So there's kind of a lot of that stuff that's pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting. And again, I think what I was trying to do is not the BioSteel to me when I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
BioSteel, even the way the packaging looks and the name really lends to a very masculine
Yep.
Type of feel, in my opinion.
Yep.
Right. Where Gatorade can, but they've come up with so many flavors that have sort of, they've blended everybody in, and they've obviously picked up endorsements, men, women. So it's a lot different, but a vitamin category is still predominantly female shopped in most retailers. You can look that up. That's not being sexist. That's sort of just reality.
Yeah.
But you know what, again, so this might be even a better angle that way. Would you rather have your kids drinking that 14 tons of sugar? Or would you want to go down this path?
Yeah.
Plus you pick up some, 1,000 milligrams of C.
Yeah.
Some other some basic, vitamins, non-GMO, blah, 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 blah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be hard. This is a much larger marketing play than I can do in terms of a presentation to get listings with any buyer.
Yeah.
But I'm liking the angle. I'm liking the angle that we're trying to go on.
Yeah, I like it too. And
Right.
and you're right. Like, but that's why you've got a marketing team too, right? Is you open the opportunity, right? And then they can figure out like, oh, look at that. Like there's something we can do here, right? So
right. But remember when you know what it's like? You did it because you were in the same thing in the old days, and so was I as a buyer.
Yeah.
When you're in the weeds, what do you see?
Yeah.
You only see what's
the
in
metrics.
front of you.
Yeah,
right?
you see
your own
KPIs,
weeds.
right? Like
exactly
key performance indicators, right? So
and you
how much profit are you going to get me? How much square foot are you going to take? Like what rank are you in the SKUs? But you gotta, what Kenny's trying to do is to force a buyer out of KPIs and just think about the overall health of the category, right?
Just think it through.
Yeah.
Right. In the old days with you weren't going to come in and talk about, let's say it was Tylenol sleep. You weren't comparing yourself to chamomile tea or, lavender on a pillow.
No.
Because you get crucified and it wasn't in your set. You were very focused on who was right beside you.
Yep.
And that's the tunnel vision you get into. And that's great.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to compete with people, you're not just looking to compete head on. You're looking for a side door, a back door.
Yeah.
A sports team.
Yeah.
You don't put your best center against their best center skill to skill. Like you're trying to find a skill that maybe I have that they don't.
Yeah.
that exploits that on their team and gives me the edge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you put two equal players against each other, it's a wash.
Yeah. What's
The whole point
right?
is the whole point is to try to the competitive nature is
Yeah.
to find something different so you can actually win.
Different plan from the competitor, right? So
exactly.
Yeah.
I try to tell this to people
awesome.
too, like when they list like even if you come up with a new product,
Mm-hmm.
you come up with a drink, does it have to go right against a drink? If it's a pain relief product, or are there other applications? Is it, if I reduce your pain and you can help me feel more relaxed, etc. Maybe that's sort of an angle you go down as opposed to it's just exactly what it is.
Yeah. I mean, when we launched, so I was part of the team that launched Benadryl Itch Stick.
I love that one. I love that when that came out because Benadryl. Remember at that time? Sorry to interject. Benadryl was what? First off, it was an old molecule.
Yeah,
we knew it worked, but it made you drowsy.
Yeah,
right. So really, the Benadryl molecule itself wasn't going to go much more. People took it because they all believed, and they're probably right. It didn't work. Claritin didn't seem to work as well. Reactin didn't work as well, but this shit worked. But it knocked you on your ass. Right.
Yeah.
When they started spinning it and thinking, I thought, oh my God, this is brilliant.
Yeah. Well,
brilliant.
we I mean, unfortunately with the rules around pharmaceutical products, I mean, our original intention wasn't to put it in pharmacy at all, right? Like what we had wanted to do with it was we wanted to go after places where Afterbite, because Afterbite,
we did that with you guys, didn't we? Did we put it into promo?
We could with you guys because London Drugs is you have a pharmacist on site all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we were able to do that because I won't get into all the weeds, but Benadryl is a product that needs to be sold in the presence of a pharmacist.
It was Schedule 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a lock and leaf product. So
that's right.
So we got jammed up, right? Like in places that we would have really killed us. Like we had delusions of grandeur. We thought Canadian Tire will be able to sell this thing by the bucket loads, right? Where
that's right.
Traditionally in the outdoor category, they get shut out of that stuff, right?
That's right.
And then when the ruling happened, we're like, son of a.
I think what we tried to do, because we were able to do it, because I think I was buying Sun at the time as well. I think I moved some Sun SKUs into pharmacy so that we could have them cross merchandise. And it just made sense to have Sun in pharmacy because pharmacists should be recommending you put your SPF on and blah, 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 blah. I think that was because we were able to do it. That was we were a little different than.
Yeah, you were
a little different than most. We were lucky that, we had.
That's a neat. So to go back a second too, because Benadryl, the molecule is diphenhydramine or the base chemical in it. And you're right. Like diphenhydramine is really old. It's really efficacious, right? Like it's like the last line of defense before an EpiPen, right? Like for allergic reactions.
Oh, totally.
And
it was the first line for a million years.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like first and last line, right? But what's really neat is even that from a lateral thinking perspective, they were able to get Health Canada to let them do all sorts of things with it, right? Like so, like Procter run to putting out using the Vicks line. They have they call it ZQuil. So it's like Dayquil, NyQuil, ZQuil, and ZQuil is a sleeping pill. But it's not really like it's none of the kind of crazy sleeping pills that'll get you addicted because it's simply diphenhydramine.
Exactly,
which was dopes you up and makes you go to sleep.
Tylenol sleep was what?
Yeah, diphenhydramine. Yeah,
exactly. It's the same molecule.
Yeah.
You just what they learned from that molecule is that it's great for allergy.
Yeah.
Oh, it knocks you flat on your ass.
Oh yeah.
Sure,
it's also great for sleeping.
It's good for sleep. so that everybody understands when you're buying Sleep Ease, or if you're buying Nitol.
Yeah.
Or if you were buying Z,
they're all diphenhydramine.
It's the same molecule, my friends. It's the same molecule.
I laugh about it because I think it's like liquid gold. Like I think when you've got that in an over-the-counter set, it is like the amount of profit that you drive off the diphenhydramine base chemical is ridiculous, right? It's probably like 30% of your set. It's like 30% of your set, and it's probably like 40% of your profit, right? Like,
oh my God,
it's so crazy, right? Like,
and the shit we were you'd make 50 points on sleep. So you know, it's funny. You make 50 points on sleep, you make 25 in allergy.
We're, you know what,
And I used to tell
really
people, I used to
sorry
tell people, don't
if you
don't tell
guys
people
don't
this.
understand drugs, but this is like two drug buyers.
Oh my God. You know, when you get to
Reminiscing
the
about
point,
secret formulas.
you think,
right?
you know
So,
what? You'd be like, let's say you're even in the States and you think, oh man, I got to get something to put me to
Yeah.
sleep, or I got
Yeah.
the allergy breakout, and
Yeah.
you'd run to a sleep net, just look at the package to buy anything for allergy. Like, who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
The molecule's the molecule. They
Yeah.
just go back and forth. Like, oh my
Well,
God.
And then we figured out that like the gray market usage for it is that like in some Asian countries, diphenhydramine used for treating colds, right? Because it does the
Yes.
same thing, right? It clears your pathways, helps you sleep, right?
It helps you
And
sleep. It's the
so,
resting
yeah,
aspect more
yeah,
than anything,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And so, like, you know, when I've got a bad cold, I'm popping a Benadryl, right? Like, it's
Absolutely.
great. Like, I don't have to go out and buy
Absolutely.
more cough cold stuff. I'm gonna pop a Benadryl and go to bed, right? Like, it's fabulous. So
It's the
it's
thing is,
like,
you know you're right. The people still know what they're taking.
yeah.
But once you were in those categories, like
Yeah.
you just bounced around. I mean,
Yeah.
so the indication on the package wasn't for allergy. It's the same freaking thing. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
wait. To be clear, Kenny and I are not advocating.
Well, no,
that
please, you don't have to do this.
Don't listen to
We
any
did do
of
this,
the
though.
shit that we talk about in terms of like what you should be taking when like this is just too.
Please consult a doctor or a pharmacist. Don't listen to these two knuckleheads,
Don't knuckleheads.
even if they are right.
Yeah.
No, it's the stuff you learn, though, right?
Yeah. You like there's some old chemicals that are just like they're amazing.
That pretty much was that was always my favorite. That was probably my
me too.
favorite one.
Me too. Diphenhydramine. Like I actually giggle every time somebody shows up, right? Like because they always send. It's always a new person who comes in, and they're always like, you know, this is a great SKU, you know, and like immediately I would go, what's in it? Oh, diphenhydramine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll find space for it, right?
Yeah, don't worry.
Is your marketing solid?
Yeah.
Your marketing solid? Great. I'll find space for it.
About
Right?
it.
Like,
We'll just put it in it.
It'll be
There's
fine.
another set it can go to. It's probably good for athlete's foot. Don't worry about it. We'll find a home.
It'll be fine.
Exactly.
I'll
You know
more,
what?
I
For
can
athlete's
sell-
foot, it'll make you tired. You stop itching. You can just get Health Canada to find a monograph. You can figure it out. Don't worry about it. That's terrible.
And
man.
I always laugh, right? And the new salespeople are always like, I think he's crazy or he's lost it. And I'm like, man, you are selling the oldest, like.
Well, it's one of the oldest molecules in the set.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
That, and I can't think of that. Like, I can't think of Gravol with what the Dramamine in the States.
Dyma.
It's another one. It's very similar, but again,
Dimehydrate or
it's a molecule as old as time as well.
Yeah.
That can
one,
be again.
Yeah.
Moved around a little bit, not as much, but it's amazing what you can actually just pivot around. So back to why I was trying to bust out and say, okay, not just another vitamin C, not just another multi. This does have other applications, legit pharmaceutical applications. This can be done other ways and better than the shit that's out there now.
Yeah, agree.
Right. And I'm trying to go down that path. Again, I'm pushing the mountain from the base.
Yeah.
Because really, you got to get the consumer to understand this.
Yeah.
But really, there should nobody that should ever go to a gym with Powerade or Gatorade. I just don't do it. First off, that much sugar is it's not hydrated. It's hydrated. It's not hydrated. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just too much sugar.
Agreed.
That's it.
Agreed.
And it's got like and when they're non-sugared, it's sucralose or I can't even think of the
or it's got dyes in it.
It's just a ton of crap in it. It's really not a very good product at all.
Yeah.
But God bless them. They've done a great marketing job and
no, I mean they've been equally as creative, right? Like they've got this product that, like Gatorade in particular has this like really history,
oh my God, look at
the origins of the name. Like you guys can look it up, but there's maybe I'll put it in the show notes, but there's lots of articles on how Gatorade got its name and the Florida Gators and all that kind of stuff. But like the studies all show that like you're better off drinking water. You know,
To be frank with you, you are
know.
better off drinking water.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
and truly. It's just
there's lots of studies like we're not even.
and water's not water's
You
a
know.
hydrator, obviously.
Yeah.
You need the electrolytes as well. That's
Correct,
where
correct.
it sort of falls apart just on that. That's why, you know, you end up with you know, some other ingredients in in an electrolyte.
Yeah.
So there is a
Wow.
legitimate side of that. It's
Yeah.
just, to me, it's the sugar side. So I'm looking at it from a completely different angle, see if we can bust it out. Yeah, you do that. Do that on a Thursday night. That's a mic drop, baby.
That is. Look at Kenny.
That's
and his
how I kill a
evolution.
Thursday night, man.
Look at that.
You better believe
got
it.
the pro mic. Now he's making.
I got a pop
you know,
thing. Pop.
Yeah,
what do you
pop
call it? Whatever.
filter.
Pop filter.
Pop filter. Yeah.
Damn
yeah,
rights
yeah,
I do.
Yeah. I know. I'm going the other way. I got the cute little mic on because I'm testing it out for.
Which one'd you get?
I got a Shure. So Shure is.
I've got a Shure as well. Mine's my little one.
Shure is like a tried and tested.
That's
Is that yours as well?
not it's quite, but
Oh yeah. You have the same. We have the same one.
yeah. I bought it from Apple.
I've just
It's
got
like
the black and red one.
$125, 100. I don't even, or maybe $100, $125.
I got mine on sale.
I'm sure you
I
did.
think because the black and red one. Never pay full price.
Listen,
Never.
It was Apple. I needed something. You know why? I had this guy. Oh, I don't want you. Your microphone sounds shitty.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Go back to episode 2 or
But
3. That's why
you sound like a pro, baby.
sound
You
like a
do.
pro. I broke.
Yeah, you do.
I have no money. That's what happened. It's all Phil's fault. Make me buy all these expensive things and then give me shit about being not full.
I know. Okay, to be clear, the
Jeez.
pro mic that you're using now, your kids made you buy, or the kids bought using
kids
daddy's
bought.
credit card. So
I don't know if they use a credit card. Indirectly, indirectly I pay for this anyway.
I'm sure
I
it
don't
looks
know
like
if I directly paid for this. I may have.
yeah, they probably ordered it off Amazon, right? Which is probably hooked up to your credit card.
Like I never thought. You're probably right. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, no, because I recognize the. I don't have it in here. I moved it to the other room, but the little arm thingy.
Yeah.
That's holding your mic. I absolutely recognize that. Like that.
You know what I did though?
I have one
Notice?
of those,
See?
so- Yeah, I do.
You know what? I attached it to the other chair, not the chair that I'm sitting in. Now I don't bang it around.
Nice.
See how much? See, 2020 has been a year of evolution and education.
Change.
And you see what's happened?
Change.
Social media's gone. I'm reading. I know how to use technology. I even moved the mic to like. Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Who is
What
this
is
guy?
going on in the kitchen?
And then when we send footage of Kenny at a lectern teaching retailers at Global Pet, you'll be like, the transformation is complete.
Oh my God!
I have
what is
arrived.
going on?
It's amazing.
Actually, I've got some really good ideas for that presentation too.
Yeah.
So now I'm going down. You ready for this one?
Okay.
So I was in sessions this week with Jax.
Yeah.
You know how much I love those boys.
Yeah.
So one of the talks was about communication. It was all about communication and that side of thinking, right? So I thought, you know, when this person's going through a presentation, talk about being clear and being concise and being convicted to what you're talking about. That's the same thing you're doing in a SKU rat.
Yep.
What you present in products is how you communicate to your customers.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to tell your customers? What is your story? And if you take a look at it and maybe bring it back, how would you tell the story verbally? Now tell the story through the product selection you have. And you walk down that side because I'm trying to make sure that they understand. You know what happens? SKU rat and going through it is daunting. It's not the most exciting. I mean, for you and I, we get excited, but we're not normal. It's not exciting for a lot of people. It's daunting. It's a big project. And maybe now if I kind of get them to think of it as if you were trying to explain it to somebody. What would you tell them?
Yeah.
Use the same idea when you're pitching, showing the product.
Yeah.
If you were telling someone a story, the longer, more complex the story, the more you're going to lose them.
Yeah.
SKU rat is that. It's saying, listen, take some words out, make your story really clear and concise, and believe in it, and it'll come across.
Yeah.
Look at that, Phil.
That makes sense.
You're baffled. You're like you're dazed at that way to go about it. Who does this?
I like it. I like it. This new Kenny is
Huh?
bam,
The
baby.
3 C's of communication,
Bam.
baby. Clarity, conviction, and confidence.
What the hell? Like
Mic drop again, baby. That's 2 mic drops tonight.
The lesson hath ended.
Holy shit. Hi, dude. Presentation on presentation tonight, baby.
Baby, I love it.
I was getting pretty stoked.
I love it. Yeah.
Because I'm also trying to figure out, I don't know how I'm going to drag this to a 45-minute thing. I don't have 45 minutes worth to say.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. No. So what you got to think of is it's really not, they're not 45 minutes though. They're longer.
Oh, you told me that. Oh, that's even worse.
They're 75 minutes.
Mamma mia. Who's got to 75 minutes?
No. But so, okay. So work it backwards, right? You got 20 minutes allocate, it's 75 minutes, right? So you allocate 20 minutes for questions, like 15 to 20 minutes for questions, right?
Right.
And then subtract out of that 10 minutes of intros, right? Because you're not gonna. Because
I don't just start. They need to know why I'm there, who am I, what I do, why I do what I do.
You're also going to spend a ton of time with them, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because Ski Rat isn't like get up on a lectern and like follow my formula. You know what I mean? It's not a classroom thing, right? You're gonna go, tell me what you do, who are you, what are you worried about? You know what I mean? Like, I think if you have like 5 questions that you can do ahead of time as they roll in, you know what I mean? Like, so if your thing starts at 10, I normally don't start actually talking at the lectern till like 10:15 or 10:20. Because I'm just making my way around the room. And so like my method is like when they come in, I kind of like, hey, who are you? Like any of the people who are like, oh, I'm just here to listen, I ignore them, right? But all the retailers are like, what do you do? Like, where are you? What's your audience look like? What are you worried about? You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to unpack a little bit, right? Because then
hopefully you're going first and I'm going to follow you early and I'll see what you do.
Well, we're all in different sessions as well, right? So if you want to come hang out at one or whatever.
Well, I'd like to see other people's anyway.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a schedule. Yeah. I don't even know when we're doing this. I hope you're going first so I can watch yours first.
I'll tell you. We'll look it up. Hold on. I'll look it up now. Global Pet Expo. Exhibitor list, attending, show date and times, seminars. Turn your social media into a sales machine. Who's that? Is that me? No, that's not me.
It's me. I got the wrong presentation going. Holy shit.
Yeah. Ooh, the retail smart guys are new. The best buyers do these 5 things is kind of cool. It makes me want to go listen to that. Amy Curves now. Oh, this is interesting. Data to lead the pack. How retailers can leverage the power of data. Also interesting.
That's cool.
Where are we? Thursday. What day are you going?
I'm leaving New York on the 25th.
No, sorry. What day is your session?
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing anything. You think I look at shit? Man, I'm waiting for you just to tell me what to do.
Okay, so Thursday, you and I do learn how to build a great experiential moment and make money at it. And it's 1:30 to 2:45.
1:30 to 2:45. Okay, that's not.
Yeah, so it's 75 minutes, right? Hour 15. Yeah, hour 15. So that's what I'm saying, right? So if you kind of go subtract 15 to 20 minutes away for questions after, and then you subtract like 10 minutes.
I'm on 3 o'clock that day.
Are you?
Yeah. So I'm 1:30 to 2:45.
Oh yeah. 80-20 rule. Yeah, 80-20 rule. Optimize and put your money back to work for you. Yep. Okay.
And then what are we doing after? We're doing another one. No, you're doing. What's yours?
No, and I'm doing one. A marketing plan, not just social media.
So that's on Friday.
That's on Friday. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, so we go first together.
Yeah, which
That's
is
kind
great.
of cool. That's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So in my mind, it is before you and I get up and speak. That's what I want to do. Is like we should just circulate the room, collect. You know what I mean? Like because
Yeah.
then you start to sprinkle it through everything you do. Is you kind of like, yeah, that guy over there. You know, the one from Kansas
Right.
City who's doing whatever. Like it'll allow us to be able to like spread out, kind
Right.
of drop some better knowledge. I think so. Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Okay, this is pretty exciting stuff, man.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
exciting
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I am not. I'm so not close to finish my shit.
Oh my god, I'm not even close to it. Jesus. Come on. Be serious. I was excited. I was happy I got the idea going. I thought that was most of it.
But I think those are the hardest parts too, right? Because I'm going to do that. Like once I got the idea going, my brain will just do it in the background, right? And then it's just a matter of like, you know what I mean? Like it'll all percolate in the background, and then it just comes out. So
yeah, but I you know what? Ideally, like I'll probably do a lot of this writing on the plane, or I'll do some writing next week.
yeah,
Or the week after in Mexico. Like I'll sit down at the beach and kind of get shit organized.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'd rather make it more of a story and than just a bunch of
So-
graphs and stuff. I'm not a big PowerPoint fan.
So we should probably the one that we're doing together. We should probably just shape it up before you go to Mexico, right? So you can kind of think about like, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, I'm going to add to
I'll
add to the Google Docs now on mine, and then I'll start going back to ours and start taking a look. I got to start thinking.
I'll shift gears. So I was thinking I was going to do mine first and then ours.
Do yours first.
No, because if you're going to be in Mexico next week.
Yeah, but I'm not dead. I mean, it's
no. I know, but it's better to get the thinking in on that now, right? Because like mine is mine, right? I literally can do it on the plane by myself.
Well, I'll do mine. That's fine. I mean, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got my story. I'm done. I mean,
but ours, we just need to get coordinated. Like we're organically pretty good together, but
exactly. We actually might have to plan this one.
Yeah, we should probably plan it out a little.
Now we also have all day Wednesday too.
Yeah, we do. Oh no, we don't. I don't. I think I've got the morning. Because I've got something. I've got a gig in the morning. I've got to do. I think I'm speaking at one of the mini sessions. She roped me into doing a mini session, and then I have a couple of meetings while I'm there.
Yep.
And then I may try and sneak out for golf.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. There'll be a lot of that, like back and forth stuff. So
it's all good.
Yeah. Cool.
Alrighty.
Cool, dude.
That's it, man.
That's it.
Okay, I gotta go work on.
Chop. I will talk to you later.
Fun and games. Okay, buddy.
Right.
You have a good week, and we'll chat with you soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Ciao.
See ya.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.